1 minute. Here we go, fellas. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're back. Let's get a third winning day in a row here, chat. Let's do it. Let's get our third winning day in a row. Guess what I got? Guess what I got? It's time to lock in. By the way, we're live on TikTok right now, chat, so if you want the second POV, you can. But it's time to lock in. It's time to lock in, guys. We got black coffee down the pipe. Black coffee is down the pipe. Now it's time to lock in. The limitless pill. Good morning, everybody. Jessica, good morning. All right, let's do a quick analysis, guys. Let's look at oil. Let's look at NQ. Let's look at everything. So we can see first, we go to the hourly chart. That's where we're starting here with our ES and NQ analysis, okay? What we're looking at right now is we can clearly see that price action looks to be bearish. Right? It looks to be bearish. It looks like it's retracing into an order block, into a fair value gap, right? Into a fair value gap, and it wants to sell off. But there's one thing contradicting this movement where everyone thinks it's bearish. See, we have a triple top, failure swing, push down, sell side liquidity down there. We just took sell side liquidity though. Okay. We go to MNQ, right? In this consolidation, what was the most recent draw on liquidity? What was the most recent draw on liquidity? Good morning, guys. I'm live on YT. Bro, I gotta get rid of these people trying to request to join my lives, bro. What was the most recent draw on liquidity? Let's see it, chat. That swing low. So if price action's most recent draw on liquidity is this low hanging fruit, what is it going to next? Just by the book. Okay, we're playing blackjack by the book. Okay, you have a 13, the dealer has a 6. What do you do by the book? Obviously you stand, but that doesn't mean you should. Okay, we look at trading. And just by the bread and butter, we have buy side, sell side, and price action going like this. Recently, it went like this. Now we're back here. What do you think is the next move? Do you think it's going back? Or do you think it's going to go up now? Most likely up. But that hourly profile looks more than bearish, except for 2 factors. Look at oil. Does oil look bearish? Oil just finished this huge manipulation leg, and on that 4-hour retraces into this huge inefficiency, respects consequent encroachment, and starts to rip up higher. Already ripping up higher. So clearly, get rid of this real quick. Clearly, there's some sort of movement that we're not seeing. Because when we look at NQ and ES, it looks bearish. But we have a bearish move already. We do have that new week opening gap that we could retrace to. But we are already bearish. We are already bearish, chat. Okay? So looking at this move, I'm anticipating it's going to be manipulation. You see, we have a 1 hour fair value gap. Okay, it looks crazy. It looks like, why would you want to be bearish with this clear profile? It looks lower, right? Can I also tell you guys? Hold on. Forex calendar. It's Thursday. We have unemployment claims at 8:30, which came out matching, so it's neutral. Okay. Any oil news? Natural gas storage. No. Yesterday, okay, we had crude oil inventories that was a skyrocket over the actual forecast. So we wanted to see a decline in barrels being offloaded from the inventories because we want to see countries trying to lower the price of oil. For example, Japan, Germany, all these countries want to offload oil, right? To increase the supply, to lower the price of oil during times of war with oil related countries. But this statement is telling us that they're not doing that. Now, we did have a huge decline from February to March, but from March, we had an incline. March 4th to what was the date of this? March 11th, we had an incline. So that causes oil to be bullish. That causes oil to be bullish. More tanks and ships and the whatever of Hormuz is being constantly attacked, causing oil to be more likely bullish than bearish. We have a 4-hour inefficiency here on oil that looks like price action wants to go in. By the way, we're going to start actually trading at 9:30. We're doing analysis prior. Okay? Price action is clearly bullish on oil. Price action is, by the looks of it, bearish on indices. So if we want to see price action turn up here, the reason why I marked out this 1 hour fair value gap is I want to see manipulation, because again, right, we don't want to see price action just rip lower from the start. So I want to see price action move up to this 1 hour fair value gap, manipulating the previous hour high, then creating shorts. And while that happens, we go to oil, and I want to see oil potentially retrace into this level here on that 15-minute fair value gap and then push back up higher. US makes a lot of money when the oil prices go up. But if you want to look at prehistoric price action, we're going to both go on the 15-minute chart here. When you see this rip, what does oil do? The complete opposite. When this rip happens up, what does oil do? The complete opposite. Right now, oil ripping, Nasdaq pushing lower. It's clearly an inverted stock. It's an inverted chart. Let's go, Owen. Congratulations, my man. Enjoy the ride. All dubs today? Yes, sir. Thank you for the heart, me brother. We're live on YT. Okay, so what I'm paying attention to here is I want to see price action push lower and higher. Okay, lower on NQ, higher on oil. But 9:30 is most likely going to chop. It's 9:30 right now. Let's see what happens. Am I going to get into a short right now? No, I could. We're in that 5-minute fair value gap. I very much could. But in prehistoric price action for this whole entire past 2 months, 9:30 has opened and either chopped or ripped like crazy. And if I would have entered into that 5-minute, I probably would have already got stopped there. We're going to give 9:30 about 5 to 10 minutes, probably roughly, for it to move. But we got to be patient, guys. I think we're going to catch a lovely trade. I think we're going to catch a lovely trade, chat. Whoops. Patience is absolutely everything. Look at this movement to the downside. We're not going to chase, guys. We're not going to chase, but it looks beautiful. Oil still has a little bit of movement to the downside to move to. Like I said, I'm projecting oil to manipulate down into this 15-minute inefficiency here. On that lower part, we can grab our fib from the low to the high. We can mark out what level is that. That's roughly OTE. We have an order block there protecting it. That would give us a nice manipulation, but so far it looks like indices are pushing lower. I think this is a false move to short, and then it's going to rip up higher, then back lower. It did trade into that 15-minute fair value gap, and now it looks like it's instantly just pushing down lower here. But we are bearish, and where my draw on liquidity is ideally for this day is down here. Because we want to see price action turn up higher. Like I said in my previous analysis, we already took sell side liquidity, so why are we going to look for shorts again? I'm anticipating a retracement short, not a distribution short. So what lines up with 50% of this range? What lines up with 50% of this range? Exactly the top of that fair value gap. I'm anticipating price action is going to go like this. Chop, rip, retrace, push back up and attack this high. Close the day at near the open. First of all, we need to go mark out midnight open. Midnight open is down here. We're actually touching midnight open almost. See how we have arrested volume imbalance right there? Oil is pushing lower while NQ is kind of pushing lower here as well too. So it's at, well, 930 is chopping just like we anticipated. So give it some time. It shows that NQ is very bearish while oil is pushing lower and NQ is not ripping up higher. It shows that NQ is very bearish. Look at the size of the regular trading hour gap. Holy, but that's good. That's pretty good. Because if we retrace 50% of that while oil pushes down to that 15, I'm bullish, chat. I just want to see price action manipulate a little bit. I want to see oil rip up higher, NQ rip up down lower, go take this sell side liquidity, trade below midnight open, and even down into that 4-hour fair value gap potentially. Maybe that's too far. Maybe we just take that sell side liquidity, then we rip up higher. But I mean, my overall bias in the intermediate time frame is bullish. In the short-term time frame is bearish. Right, remember, this is 930, so this could still be 930 manipulation. We're still too early. We're still more neutral than bullish or bearish right now, chat. We're more neutral in the biases. We're not going to force anything yet. It does look very nice for longs, but you have to remember, look at oil. Oil just traded into that designated PD rate that we set out. All right, oil's in that PD rate, and look how it's reacting off that 15-minute. Just like we jotted out. Turtle soup that low, starting to push up higher. But you know what's also pushing up higher? NQ. So the markets are not running smoothly right now. When NQ and oil are aligned, it's not smooth. Why do I keep getting patience? We got to be patient, chat. Guys, we're live on YT. Benjamin SMT on YT. Guys, I'm going to start streaming. I have to wait a few days because I got suspended. But I'm going to start streaming on TikTok and YT at the same time, where it's like you can actually see the screen on both platforms. So stay tuned. We're so back, by the way, chat. We're so back. Like, everybody like on that stream right now. Let's get to 50 likes. We're so back. Ben, I've been in your stream quite a few times. Why did you start using oil as a confluence in your trading? I understand the war and the previous. So when the war starts picking up and the market starts responding to oil, you always pick a tool to watch whenever the market is following it. So for example, 2 months ago, it was gold. It was gold and silver that the markets were reacting off of. When gold and silver were ripping, the NQ was probably following it. But right now, oil is literally driving the market way more than what gold and silver was prior. Okay, the market is reacting off of war news right now. That's it. There is no algorithmic price action in this daily chart. It is clearly consolidation reacting off of fear and greed in the price of oil. So what we're doing right now is lowering our daily buys to the 1 hour, trying to predict the 1 hour distribution and using oil as a confluence. Oil is pushing, but also NQ. So that is a sign of sitting away. When oil and NQ are coupled, you kind of want to just sit on your hands and wait a second. I use ICT concepts, brother. Patience is everything, guys. Uh-oh, I just refreshed my page and it's not loading. Am I still live, chat? Yeah, okay. Do you trade evade? If yes, do you have to initiate each trade over 10 accounts? No, you copy trade it. Y'all see that the FBI was talking about the missiles hitting California? Iran threatens the region could face a blackout within 30 minutes if Iran's power grid is destroyed by the US. It looks like the US is targeting the power grid. Iran's Supreme Leader Mojtaba says Strait of Hormuz will remain closed. President Trump, this is all new, like 16 minutes ago. President Trump is enthusiastic about continuing the war with Iran for another 3 to 4 weeks before making a decision. Iran threatens the region, blah, blah, blah. United States says Navy is not ready to escort oil tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. Footage of... That's sad. Australia takes Central. Lebanon to stop. Yeah, it's still the Strait of Hormuz oil war right now. That's where it is. It's just oil transportation. They're trying to, it's a fight. It's a war over oil. That's all it is. Trump wants oil. It was first with Venezuela, and now it's with Iran. Italy to release 9 million barrels of oil from its emergency reserve as prices surge. So more countries right now. So that was 5 hours ago. So more countries are releasing more barrels of oil, which could cause the price of oil to push lower, which could cause the price of NQ to push up higher. But we need more than 9 million barrels from Italy. We need multiple countries to do that for China, for oil to actually push lower. We need America to do it. It's just under $100 per barrel, which is absolutely crazy. I don't think it's going to 200. You were severely misinformed if you think war is about oil. Really? I'm misinformed. Okay. I think you're misinformed if you think the war is about Israel and Iran. If it is, then why is the entire war news reports about oil right now? Ben, massive respect for seeing you staying disciplined, sticking to the model, and drowning out the noise is exactly how you win. Your execution and focus as someone young and aspiring. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. 9 million barrels is just enough, approximately 2 days based on the, yeah, that's why it's not enough. That's why I said we need bigger, more, and more important countries to offload, to increase the supply of oil, because that's not going to do anything. 9 million barrels. Is there a website to calculate that though? David. Ben, you're a good trader, but don't listen to news, please. The past 2 winning days that we've had, we're listening to news about oil. Why would I know? Okay, that's one of the, not the smartest things, bro. If you are a trader of the United States financial economy, you're obviously going to listen to the news about the United States in a war. Like, come on, guys. We're not pattern traders. Everyone on Wall Street is paying attention to news right now. And we're not paying attention to like dumb news. We're paying attention to very important oil news, which could cause the price of oil to move higher or lower. When the price of oil moves higher or lower, it tends to do the opposite on NQ. Right now, it's just in a consolidation. It's actually pretty coupled right now, which is pretty odd. Doesn't really happen too often, especially during this time. But again, it's still 930 consolidation right here. You can see midnight opens low, so I do think we're going to move down lower one more time, sweep these lows, then push up higher. We haven't had any 930 manipulation yet. It's 930 consolidation, so the manipulation could be extended on. Isn't that the same reason why they attacked Iraq, JDOT, and then 10 years later got exposed for being a useless war? Weapons don't move the market, oil does. Right now, oil does. Usually it's dollar. Dollar is king in the markets. But right now the dollar isn't doing too much justice. We're gonna look at the dollar here. Dollar looks like a clear bullish trend. We're tracing to this gap, starting to push up higher, attack these relative equal highs here. Most likely gonna attack these relative equal highs, the dollar. Push up to 99.685. But it is retracing a little bit here. Kind of rejecting and souping this high. It's still indecisive. Like I said, guys, even with all this analysis that I'm doing, what I'm still getting in the overall picture is oil looks bullish with this 4-hour reaction, but it's rejecting, okay? Oil looks bullish while NQ looks bearish to these lows. All right, it would make sense for oil to be bullish, especially in this time. NQ is kind of rejecting the push lower, but it does look like it wants to. As you can see, clear reaction on that 5-minute fair value gap, clear displacement down to these relative equal lows, and the dollar is bullish, so NQ would be bearish. But on the NQ actual chart, you can see that we already took a major sell side liquidity here, so revisiting this low wouldn't make too much sense. That's why my target is that new week opening gap and that fair value gap coupled right there. Potential retracement into that gap there, which is also 50% of that range. That's why I'm not looking to get into a short right now. It's still in a consolidation. I know it looks like it's about to break out, but it's still technically in that consolidation, so we do have to be patient. Oil's in a consolidation too, so everyone can have their opinion on the war. You can have your opinion on whatever you think. I'm not judging you on your opinion, but I'm only care right now about the financial and economic state while I'm trading. Obviously, I care about the people and everything, but while I'm trading, I care about oil because that's a clear influence into the stock market right now. Clear. Again, I'm a very Christian guy. Jesus is king. I love the Lord. But if it's a religious war, what in what relevance is that to me trying to catch long or shorts on NQ? Like, we got to stay focused, guys. We just took midnight open. Oil starting to push up higher. Beautiful reaction. Midnight open is the equilibrium of the daily range. That coffee is hitting. It's also a little bit mixing my stomach today. You know what? You know what the combo is? I figured out the combo of ultimate focus, guys. It's egg white bites from Starbucks and black coffee. Dark roast. That's what it is. Yes, sir, YKJT. It's gonna dump. I know it is. What did I say? I called it. We all called it. We all said it's gonna dump. But I'm not chasing that move right now because it just took draw on liquidity, and where it was, we gotta use smarts here, guys. From the high to the draw, where price action was where? In a discount. We're not gonna shorten a discount to a low here. Yes, we easily could have caught a short, but again, we don't go off of what price action is doing. We go off of our system, what we've statistically studied over time to perform. And what I've statistically studied over time is to wait. But it does look very bearish right now. You see, we soup midnight open. We're going to that 4-hour fair value gap and that new week opening gap now. As you can see on oil does look like it's bullish, about to break out of that range as well. Take that swing high previously. In terms of the daily chart, there's a gap volume bounce down there, but it is filling out this whole gap here. As you can see, we have a pretty big gap up there that I think it can go fill up to 97.96. He's rejecting a consequent encroachment of that gap though twice, so 3 times. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So we do have to be a little careful of that because you can see price action took these relative equal highs. Okay, and as soon as it took it, it started turning rough. It rejected off 50%, pushing back up higher. It could create a failure swing here, but if it breaks above that high, then we're ripping. We really are ripping. But patience, guys. Okay, we just took sell side liquidity here. I want to see a retracement to this inefficiency, maybe a push down lower again. It really depends on how we body this 5-minute, the 15-minute, and 10 minutes. If we body up with the turtle soup. The way I would be looking for longs again, chat, is if we completely rip back up into this range here, past OTE. Okay. Because where am I looking for if we are going to be long? Okay. Well, again, first of all, if we are going to look for longs, we need to also look for a reason why to be bullish on oil. I mean, bearish on oil. Okay. So again, if we're going to be long on NQ, we need to find a reason why we could be bearish on oil. Oil does not look bearish right now. So what we're waiting on before we take a long on NQ is a reversal on oil. Clearly, it looks like it just wants to be a continuation of the downside, which means the profile might not be power of 3. It could be consolidation, expansion, retracement, expansion profile, which is exactly what we have here so far on NQ. Consolidation, expansion, retracement, expansion profile. So with my protocol, before we get into a trade to the downside, we wait for the expansion to happen to confirm that's what the profile is, and wait for a little IO Fed entry there. So that's how we would get our trade. But right now, my bias is still neutral. Oil's starting to reverse. If it bodies past that low, it's a break of structure. We're still sitting on our hands. That looks like a beautiful turtle soup on midnight open and those lows. You see that beautiful reaction there? Again, still a little neutral here on the markets. The best place to look at news is oil, guys. We're technical traders. Like, we look at the price action. We don't really look at news. So just look at the price action of oil, look at the price action of everything, and then keep an eye on, you can either keep an eye on Twitter, but I like keeping an eye on Bloomberg. It's a little bit more up to date than waiting for these guys to post, but it's really no difference. At most, maybe 60 seconds. Like, I'll pull up Bloomberg here. I have it on my other computer. Five updates 7 minutes ago. The new Supreme Leader did not deliver his comments to camera. Instead, they were read out by blah, blah, blah. 3 minutes ago. Here are the full remarks about the potential opening of it doesn't matter. US stock market just opened in New York. Traders appear rattled. Blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. So nothing market driving in Bloomberg news right now. Guys, my stomach's starting to really hurt from that black coffee. Ooh. Chat, should I buy the Bloomberg terminal? How much is it? $24,000 annually? That's honestly not too bad. With all the data that you get, I could probably make more money in trading if I buy that Bloomberg terminal right now. Am I able to buy it, or am I gonna have to get on a long wait list or something? Because I will totally buy it if I will be able to. I would totally buy that, chat. Okay, listen. 30K a year, I'm obviously gonna make more payouts than that. It's a tax write-off. And low-key, it might bring content because I don't think any other live streamer is gonna have the Bloomberg terminal. I just don't know if I'd be able to live stream it. Yeah, I could buy it with my business account, write it off. 100% tax deductible too. I have to go through a process. Do I have to get like a regulated trading license to be able to have that? Because I will totally get it. Like, chat, I'm totally able to get that. Like, I would rather get a Bloomberg terminal than get mods on my car, because I've been thinking about completely modding out my car. Getting a satin black PPF wrap, murdering it out in all the chrome accents, downpipe tune. I'm gonna do a stage 2 tune and doing all of it. I was thinking on doing that. That would probably cost around like 20K, but I'll just get the Bloomberg terminal instead. Bloomberg, not Bluebird. Ooh, guys, my stomach is killing me. Beautiful rip to the downside there, chat. Oh, yeah, I drank it way too fast. Woo! So we're beautiful, beautiful. Now we can retest for shorts, chat. You see a beautiful consolidation expansion, retracement expansion. So it probably confirms that we're not going to have any bullishness today. And just heavy bearishness. But I feel like it's still too low for me to engage into shorts here, chat. I feel like it's gambling. I just feel like it's gambling. We're in that new week opening gap, and that we're about to be in that 4-hour fair value gap. Oil is really rejecting a push down lower. Statistically, it's lower probability with my model if I take this short. Let's see exact what the statistics are. Hold on. Okay. 930 expansion profile. What did we already do? Previous sell side liquidity draw has been taken already. What time is it? 9:55. Midnight open has been traded below already. SMT on the highs. Any SMT here? No SMT. Straight rip to the downside. No SMT. Okay, and oh, hello. How much are we down? We're down 1.26%. 0.6. Statistically, I have a 58% chance on winning a trade if I was to enter a short entry of my model right now. No, that's a gamble. Statistically, wait, hold on. That's only 3 years of data. Let's do 5 years. Okay, statistically, it doesn't change a little bit. Statistically, I have a 56% chance over a 5-year track record of data for on the NASDAQ. That's not including war, because I have never tracked data with US and Iran war because it hasn't happened. 56% chance if I look for shorts right now. Okay, let's see what the chances of price action ending up to be reversing. If price action reverses and we get a valid shift in structure to the upside, this is not including the oil news and everything, so it's a little bit off. To the upside, I'll have a 64% chance of winning, especially with being below midnight open. But if we factor in the regular trading hour gap, how many points is this? 188. Okay. To the downside, we have a 56% chance on winning a short if we take shorts right now. The lower it goes, the lower probability we have. To the upside, if price action does do a valid reversal, we have a higher chance. But the chance of getting a reversal is also very low because of a big opening range gap, coupled with price action already pushing down lower at 10 a.m. It's not 10 a.m. technically, so we do have to wait a few minutes. How do you figure these stats out? By logging everything every day. Every single day for 3 years straight, live markets, I got on and I logged everything. I logged what happened. When I won a trade, I put exactly what happened. When I lost, I put exactly what happened. And then when I backtested 5 years of data, and I also logged that. So this data that I'm going off of is 3 years of live data and 5 years of backtesting data. And that data is telling me that today, the probabilities are a little bit lower. So what do we do using, what do I use? Excel? No, Notion. What do I use using this data? We have a 56% chance of catching shorts to the downside and around a 60 to 65% chance of catching longs if we get a reversal. Is that a high probability day? Do we sit on our hands? No, it's still positive. We sit on our hands when it's under 50% on both sides. What do we do? We cut risk. Can I set my Notion template? I won't share my actual statistics, but I will share my Notion template if you want. I'll do it after stream. I just have to export the template. It's custom made. It's actually a template made by an old trader. If you guys know this person, she was one of my mentors. Her name's I'm Backtest Jess, or I'm Jess21. Complete OG in the Twitter trading space back in 2022. She made it, and it's actually such a sick template. We're not looking for a reversal until we body above this high, guys. This is a mitigation block. So using my data and my model, mitigation blocks are meant to be traded to, then traded away from. And reversals. Hello, why did I just snort into the microphone? And reversals only are valid when mitigation blocks are broken. Right now, it looks like a complete retrace and reversal. We are in that new week opening gap, though. So we need to see a body up here for us to look for some longs to fill out that opening range gap. And that high is above midnight open as well, so that'd be beautiful. I'll put the Notion template in my Discord later today. It'll be on my Discord. It's free, guys. Everything I do is completely for free, including the free website I've made. Guys. Propfirmgain.com right here. Completely free website that I've made. You get all the data of every prop firm. You go to the matchmaking and you can put in how you want your aggressive trader, blah, 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 right? You can put in how you trade. Okay, let's just click it randomly. Let's do a cheap price range, no preference, blah, blah, blah. Boom, it'll matchmake you with a firm. So we got matched with a 50K Tradeify growth account, 95% match. Next is Lucid Flex account. Okay, so Tradeify and Lucid, and then we go to compare. Okay, we add Lucid and Tradeify, boom. Now you see all the data behind it, and also you can go to the firm. So you go here, go to Lucid Trading, and you wanna see their account types and pricing, Lucid Flex, evaluation rules with their Flex, everything. Completely free. Everything I do is free, guys. I create all these tools for free. I don't sell it. And on top of that, what is coming out next week is a Google Chrome web extension where you can apply the web extension, and every single time you log on to a website, you get updated with the most recent giveaways that firm might be doing. So if you search up Apex Trader Funding, it will pop up and it will show you, okay, they have a few giveaways coming up and the current discount is 85%, and then you can click apply discount. So all of it is completely free, guys. And you can do the matchmaking. So if you log on to Lucid Trading, right, and you click the firm, the browser extension will pop up and say you are 86% matched with this prop firm based off of your trading style. And it'll let you know how your trading style matches with each firm with each account. If you go into the prop firm accounts on each prop firm site, it'll say your trading style is 90% matched with Lucid Flex's accounts over Lucid Black. Completely free. Look how it trades to that new week opening gap, and now it's pushing back up higher. We're at midnight open, so right now is a key time to price to reverse back down to the downside. If it rips up above this high, we're going to be bullish. You can see we have a failure swing on oil there to the downside. Looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. By the way, the website is called propfirmgain.com. It's right up here. Beautiful push down. I want to see oil start reversing. You can see we have a failure swing. We're rejecting a 50% of that gap as well, which is absolutely beautiful. We go to the daily chart here on oil, and you can see that is a new week opening a gap as well. So NQ and oil are both at new week opening gaps, rejecting off of it, which is a great sign for our bias. I love how it's starting to reverse. Oil's starting to pick up speed to the downside. On terms of oil, I kind of do want to see a shift in structure to this low. So it is a little bit too high though. So we do need to see price action push up a little bit more than what it is right now. It could easily still reverse lower. Could easily still reverse lower. We have 10 a.m., right? This could be that new 4-hour manipulation into this order block and then turn down again. So I do think we're still probably going to be bearish here and bullish on oil. The probabilities of the reversal are also low. Jess was goated with connections. Dude, me and Jess go way back. We had a Telegram channel where we used to just journal and study every day for 3 hours. Our whole Telegram channel is stacked of notes of the private mentorship of ICT, because we were trading ICT before the 2022 mentorship, right? I wasn't in the private mentorship, but I'm pretty sure she was. And obviously, you know, then missing textbook entries again, or maybe I'm following a model and you're chasing pattern entries, and that's why I'm consistently profitable. Patience, guys. I want to clear $1 million of payouts this year so badly, bro. So badly. You killing it, Ben? We on a comeback for sure, brother. Ads are every 5 minutes. Why? I swear I don't have ads that high. Here, I'll click. Okay. I'll click the button that says delay ads. Okay, so there's a 10-minute break in ads. Okay, there we go. Lol, nice job, guys. Just avoid good setups. You know, people, you can tell who's a copy trader in this stream and you can tell who isn't. The people that hate on me for avoiding good setups because I'm trading a model that's backed by 5 years of statistical data are people that get onto streamers' streams to try to copy trade every entry they take to try to find a quick fix. Like, yeah, I'm totally gonna just go off of what I see as a pattern over 5 years of statistical data that's made me over $550,000. Like, guys, lock in. Come on. You know what we got though, chat? It's time for the Bulls to take over, fellas. It's time for the Bulls to take over. Come on. He hasn't made an appearance in the stream in a long time. In a long time, chat. I copy trade you, Ben, but not gonna lie, Ben. But I've been here in the hard times because I trust you and your model. Thank you, brother. Listen, if you're gonna copy trade me, which I don't recommend doing because I want you to learn on your own. Look at that rip on oil. I want you to learn on your own. That's how I want you to learn. Okay, I don't want you guys to just be relying off of me. By the way, we're being patient, waiting for the right probability. Okay, we're waiting for a push up higher. We can see oil took that high. It could potentially, it looks like it's souping it as well. Waiting for it to, what we're doing and the reason why we're not trying to find an entry right now, guys, and then I'll answer that question, is right now, the markets are going like this, and my bias direction is like this. I have to wait until the markets align with my bias and narrative. Then I take a trade. I'm not looking for an entry until my narrative is in alignment with the markets. When you try to force a trade with your narrative completely opposite from the markets, your trade is not going to work. So that's why you don't even look for 1 minute entries until your intermediate time frame narrative is in line with the markets. See how we're rejecting that high on oil and we're starting to push back up higher and respect bullish PD raise? We need a displacement above this high, and then I'll start looking for longs. But what I was saying before is if you're going to copy trade me, you need to either copy trade me, follow my risk, and actually go in. You can't just copy trade a few setups, not follow my risk, and when I'm losing, don't copy trade me, and then take your own trades on your own time, because then you're just going to lose. If you're going to copy trade me, you need to actually do it. But again, I don't recommend you doing it because I want you to learn on your own. Also, second half of January had a massive 6-figure payout. After that, the whole month of February and so far going into March, I haven't had a single payout. I had a 9 to 10 day losing streak that I just got out of 3 days ago. I didn't get a single payout in the month of February, which is pretty rare for me because the last time I didn't get a single payout, not including December price action, because I don't trade my live accounts there. The last time I didn't get a payout in a consecutive month was probably August or September. One of those 2 months. Free game is crazy, bro. Appreciate all the insight. Hey, brother, I got you. People are so impatient here. I know. First live with you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. So see how oil's taking that high and rejecting? I'm not looking for longs on NQ until oil breaks below this low here and displaces below. There's no shift in structure in oil. Oil is still bullish structure. NQ still bearish structure. Although it looks like it's trading up higher, do not take these fair value gaps. These are baits. These are trap fair value gaps, most likely. Why? This is not a shift in structure, okay? I'm going to be realistic with you guys. This is not a shift in structure, okay? Don't look at this high and think, oh, we have a shift in structure. We don't. Look at this high. When price action rips above this and then retraces and then pushes back up to attack this high, then you can find an entry. This is just a retracement and a push down lower, most likely, unless it's going to break this high. Also, guys, I ran over a speed bump, and for some reason, you know those speed bumps on the road where they're two? It's like there's a speed bump, a gap, and then a speed bump. I was driving, and I put one wheel in the gap by accident, one wheel in the speed bump, and since my car is very low to the ground, it scraped the whole undercarriage, and the complete plastic that protects the wires of the undercarriage fell off, and it's starting to drag. But I'm putting on my summer tires. I'm going to send it in the shop to fix it, and I'm putting on my summer tires. Michelin Pilots, I think. Chat, is that the best tires? I heard that they have the pilot, hold on, what are they called? I don't think they're called the Michelin pilots. Hold on. Yeah, it's I got the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's. They were expensive as fuck. They were $1,000 a tire. A little bit more than that. Including tax and the fee and everything, they were like $1,300 per tire, not including rims. Michelin Pilot Sport 4S is hella nice. Yeah, that's what I got told to drive with this car, because like the tires really do a difference. Look at this reaction. See how we're starting to push up higher and oil starting to push down lower? We need a shift in structure, and then we're going to lock in for our entry, chat. Look at this beautiful 9:30 manipulation. You can see this is 9:30 manipulation. This is during that 9:30 window. From 9:30, chat, from 9:30 to 10 a.m., we were bearish, took sell side liquidity, trade below midnight open, we traded a new week opening gap. From 9:30 to 10 a.m., NQ didn't really take any buy side liquidity. 10 a.m. was here. Not NQ, oil. But once we get that expansion above here, we can start attacking highs like this. We're not going to go for external range highs. We're only going to go for internal range highs, maybe the 9:30 high or the 9 a.m. high. Going for external highs today is a little bit too immature. Where we went down 1.2%, the odds of us going back up is pretty rare. But I do think we could have a seek and destroy day, so it could probably go back up and chop like this, take this high. So that's what I'm going to be betting on. If we displace above this high, find a retracement, entry here, push up, TP here. Still gives us a juicy amount of range for a long. And I love that retracement that we're getting and that push up. We're starting to break up structure to the upside here, chat. Beautiful reaction. 15-minute looks beautiful. We look at the hourly. We are pushing into that 4-hour order block, which is not what I love. We have no displacement. Again, we're looking for a break of that high. See how we have a rejection of that high? I'm not bullish yet. Oil is still in bullish structure. We need to see a push down on oil. What's up, Jesse? How's it going, brother? I'm doing well, my man. How you doing? A lot of people told me to get Continentals because I have a Mercedes, and Mercedes love Continentals. But Michelin Pilot 4S's are the best. Dude, they're so sticky. I've been noticing 3-4 months ago, you were always right on the narrative, but got wicked out and then the trade delivered. Why don't you size down on contracts and factor manipulation and uncertainty? Well, that was a few months ago. Right now, I'm not changing anything because I never changed my model in a losing streak. We are in a winning streak. This is a 2-day winning streak. Could be a 3-day winning streak if we win today. But I honestly, like, again, the data that I have on my stop losses is better than what has been me getting wicked out. Like, you guys have to understand, it's so easy for you guys, and I'm not hating, don't worry. It's so easy for you guys to type in chat, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And it's not that I have a high ego that I'm not listening. It's that I would rather trust the data that I have, because trust me, I've back tested data with bigger stop losses, and the RR with the consistency and everything, I yield a higher return over time, trading exactly the same way I'm trading right now. I'm going to delay ads for time. And there's always a difference in between ego and confidence. That's why when you date, like let's say you date a woman who is not in your league, right? She's going to mistake your confidence for an ego and call you like a super, what is it? What's that word? Toxic masculinity man. You're gonna say to her, listen, I don't feel like you should go out to the club. I feel like it's a bad environment. I'd rather us go and spend some time together, or maybe we can go out for a restaurant with your friends. If you want a girls' night out, go to a restaurant, but why go to a club? She might say, why are you controlling me, and that. But in reality, that's just confidence. But to the wrong person, it's not gonna be confidence. It even says in the Bible that wise words have no impact on a fool. Gatorades are $2 in a grocery in a gas station, $10 in a restaurant, in a St. Regis side store or a Fairmont. Me, I know the value of my model. I know my model back and forth because I've studied it statistically, and I trade off statistics for 5+ years. I've been trading for 6 years. When someone tries to come to me and tell me what to do with my model, I'm instantly going to turn it down. Not because I have a high ego and I'm rejecting knowledge, but because I have my value. I know what my model does. So for the unprofitable trader, you're going to be like, oh, you have an ego, blah, blah, blah. For the profitable trader who knows how the system works, you're going to be like, yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's sticking to his system regardless of what people say, regardless of what the market's doing, because last month was a negative month, and that's how price action is sometimes, and he's still sticking to his system because he knows. What will confirm my entries? I'm waiting for a breakout structure to the upside above this high. I'm not explaining myself. I'm just, giving an example so you guys can learn. If you guys want to be successful in life, if you want to find a good wife, if you want to have disciplined children, if you want to have a profitable system and be a profitable trader, you have to know your value. You have to know your value of your system, know your value of who deserves your time and your attention. If you want to protect yourself and keep yourself out of trouble, you need to know what deserves your time and attention, especially when you get in fights or whatever. Knowing your value is the first step towards a successful life. If you know the value of your model, when your model isn't performing and you're in a losing streak, you have no worry. You know it's going to come back. That's exactly what happened with me. Through a 10-day losing streak, chat, I used to average 1,600 viewers every stream. I lost 40% of my viewers. Did I give a fuck? No. I know those people are copy traders that aren't even valuable anyways. I know my system's going to return it. When I get my huge payout again and everyone sees it, they're going to come back to the stream. And they're all going to miss out on the actual process and the learning experience. Stop being mature. I want to hate. Okay, JLBG. See how we're rejecting to push and body above midnight open? See how we touch midnight open and we're just consolidating? No entries yet today, chat. No entries yet. Nothing yet. Nothing yet, chat. Be patient. Oil's making higher highs, but it's really rejecting. Like, see the volume of oil right now? Patience, guys. This is the best market to, yeah, dude, guys, this market is really hard right now, and it's a really good market to learn in. So make sure you're journaling everything during this time, please. Because when the war ends or calms down, if it doesn't want to end, and the markets start relaxing, going back to normal, you guys are going to be so profitable if you journal everything right now. Don't form a model off this price action, though. I'm telling you guys, that's a huge mistake that not a lot of traders are telling you. Do not create a model based off of this price action. This is seasonal price action. This is not price action that is consistent. Do not make your brand new model right now based off this price action. Just name my daughter after you? Okay. Oil's picking up a little bit of speed to the upside here, chat. could draw and fill out this full new week opening gap. Yes, it's starting to turn down as well. Looks like we could potentially get a short entry on that fair value gap. But definitely cut risk. Could attack this low here, this low hanging fruit, right at that 50% level of that fair value gap. But definitely cut risk today. See if we can get a short entry here. I'm cutting risk by 50%, chat. No way it doesn't fill us here. Oil's pushing up higher. Oil looks like it's going to continue its bullish bias. Bro, no shot. No shot. No shot. Oil is ripping. I'm going to get into a short here now. I'm just going to put this in. I'll sacrifice a little bit of risk.
Order filled.
Sacrificed about $50 to get in here because it bodied below that fair value gap. So it could still go up, but probably like $75 I sacrificed of risk management, but that's okay. Sometimes you make decisions like that. I could still probably go into that fair value gap, but that body reaction caused me to get into the trade because you can see the body reaction below consequent correction of that lower fair value gap. It could still probably easily rip up higher, but could leave it as a breakaway gap. Let's go to ES and then Q. Right, ES is also in that fair value gap. It's a little bit pushing higher than NQ here. Let's go to the 1 hourly. So what I'm looking at right here is this low, which was low-key taken already on ES, but bias is lower on ES and NQ. I'm just going for that low to create stability for my entry. We still have that 4-hour fair value gap in play on NQ, and on terms of ES, that 4-hour fair value gap is traded to. I am definitely glad I cut risk here. 100% glad I cut risk. Cutting risk was definitely the right decision to play here. Looks like a beautiful IO Fed entry there, chat. If we break below this low, we are cooking. But if we retrace back up higher, I'm probably going to scale out of the position. Oil's starting to reverse to the downside here, but NQ is also starting to push down lower. So if oil starts ripping up higher, we're going to have a huge rip to the downside on NQ. It did just do 50%, but we still have a high up here to attack on oil. It's consolidating a little bit, but it's still respecting this fair value gap. It's trading back into it. I would say anything above this fair value gap is kind of a no man's land. We're just keeping our stop loss above midnight open here, though. But what I'm going to do here, chat, because it's already respecting this fair value gap, if it trades above this red line, I'm going to scale out of the position and take a few positions out of the trade to minimize my loss if it loses. So what I'll do is I'll take out... There, I'll do that. Okay, let's see this body reaction. Because again, it could trade to the breaker right here and just reject off of it. We need to see a body above the fair value gap. See how oil's kind of looking like it wants to start trading up higher now? See that wick? Look how oil's pushing lower and NQ's pushing lower as well. Oil starts reversing to the upside. NQ's going to push lower. See how I'm not going to take my positions off yet because look at that body right there. Look at that body reaction. If it bodies above this red line, I'm scaling out of my position for risk management purposes. But I did cut risk. I did cut risk by actually more than 50% on this trade. And I'm only going to do one undone. If this trade doesn't work, I'm going to walk away for the AM session. I'll let the market mature and come back on PM. Look at that body reaction. Wow. Beautiful. We should start ripping lower here. I don't like how oil is also ripping lower here, though. It should not be doing this. It has a 5-minute fair value gap. That kind of explains it. Could be drawing to this fair value gap. It does look like higher resistance liquidity run here. But again, we should not get a body above this high now. Okay, now I don't need to really see now I don't need to see a body above this high, above the fair value gap. If price action retests that fair value gap and even takes the high and starts pushing up a little bit higher, then I'm going to scale out of my position. But it shouldn't even retest that high now. If once we break this low, my stop loss is going to be dragged to that high. See how oil is starting to push up higher and NQ is instantly starting to push down lower here? I want to see a little bit more speed here. Oil is consolidating on that 1 minute. I want to see oil pushing up and attacking with a displacement above that high. If we get that, that kind of confirms the structure to be bearish on NQ, bullish on oil. But right now, we're just consolidating a little bit. Guys, we're live on YT. Benjamin S&T on YT. Beautiful reaction on that wick, but we really shouldn't retest that wick. That is a beautiful manipulation wick, and we should not go back to that. That definitely trapped longs, and we should not retest it. If we do, I'm scaling out of my position. I'm getting added to scam group chats now. What the fuck? Bro, this phone number I got from the previous person, because the previous person had my phone number. Her name's Bella or something. She literally signed up for every scam on the face of the earth. I've been getting so many calls. Look at oil start ripping up there. Beautiful reaction off of oil. NQ should start following more. Attack this low. If we get a body, beautiful body reaction. All right, we're going to get our stop loss and drag it to just above the high. 50% of the risk on the trade has already been cut. So it's a 50% cut risk trade. On top of that, we are only risking about $175 on this trade now. Beautiful risk management, beautiful trade management. The trade is going lovely, just as expected. Again, I want to see oil start ripping up higher here, picking up speed and displacing below this low, showing that we have a lower draw on liquidity, because we can still easily reverse from this point and reverse the whole day. I want to see that we have a lower, higher time frame draw on liquidity here. You can see that 4-hour just got reversed, so we did catch the short in the manipulation of that 4-hour candle. This whole rectangle here that we're drawing out is the manipulation of the 4-hour candle. So we get out of this new week opening gap here, and you can see open, high, low, close, okay? Bodies move like this. Open, high, low, close. So we opened, we pushed up higher, we caught a short here, and now we're distributing lower. Okay, beautiful reaction so far. This is a beautiful, beautiful power of 3 on that 4-hour open. That is exactly what we want to be seeing here, chat. It continuously draw to the downside. While oil is ripping, we want to see a low resistance liquidity run to this. Once we get a break below this low, I'm going to be dragging to break even, because that is a short-term low-hanging fruit that could cause a potential higher price swing or reversal. We are anticipating a low resistance liquidity run to that 4-hour fair value gap, and definitely taking a partial or dragging our stop loss and profit when we trade into that 4-hour fair value gap. But we should see bigger displacements here and low resistance liquidity runs. Oil is pushing up higher, respecting that beautiful 4-hour delivery with the bullish bias on oil. Beautiful expansion right there, chat. Beautiful expansion. We have 10 seconds to see if we're going to drag our stop loss to break even and confirm no risk on this day. 5 seconds to drag our stop loss to break even. Beautiful trade on the day. Oil is ripping. Lovely reaction. All right, beautiful body. Dragging our stop loss in a profit just a little bit. Break even on the day no matter what. W in the chat. Let me see it. W in the chat right here. It's that black coffee, guys. W in the chat. We're so back, bro. We're so back. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of partials now that we're rejecting a little bit off of that 4-hour. So we're going to take just one contract off and buy 5 contracts. I'm going to put, sorry if that was really loud, by the way, guys. I don't know why the volume turned up on that. All right, so profit on the day no matter what, chat. Profit on the day no matter what. Got to change my stop loss size. Hold on. that's 510 contracts. W in the chat, man. But we still cut risk. Why? We're in a discount. Although it was a clean trade, we still cut risk, and that was the right decision to do. Don't go, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. We're going to close the whole trade here, chat.
Order filled.
Oil's pushing down with speed out of the trade. All right, 1-to-1. I'm happy with what I'm at. I know it can probably still rip lower, but I'm closing the whole trade without even thinking about it. One-to-one trade here. W in the chat. All right, fellas. I'm wrapping up the AM session here. We'll be back PM session 1:10 PM Eastern time. If you want to hold this trade, you can. You can totally do that if you want to. It's probably going to continue down lower. I'm getting out of it. Why? Because we are in that 4-hour fair value gap now. I took out just a little bit higher than that 4-hour fair value gap. We took that low. We're starting to move a little bit. I'm out of the trade, securing profits on a lower probability day. Statistically, I'm walking away with profits that I have now. Yes, I could make more money. Statistically, it's not there. That's why I cut risk. And that's why I'm walking away with the profits that I have right now. Statistically, holding a trade is not there. So I'm not doing it. Beautiful trade up. How much money are we up on the day here? 614 times 5, $3,070 on the day, securing a 3-day winning streak. Chat, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. W's in the chat. Fellas, if you don't already, Apex is 85% off, Lucid 50% off, TradeFi's 40% off, all code Ben. Apex gets rid of the consistency rule if you use code Ben. And on top of that, if you pull up Google right here and you search up in your browser prop firm gain, you can find exactly what firm fits your trading style. I made this website for completely free. You can do a matchmaking process where you tell the bot what type of trading you do, right? I'm just gonna click it randomly, and it will match make you with a firm and a firm challenge on what fits your trading style. So we got matched with Tradeify 88% with 25K Lightning account, which is $329 before the discount, which is 30% off. Then Lucid Trading, you can compare firms and see the difference completely for free. Get updated if you make an account and when there's giveaways and everything else. Fellas, check that out as well, propfirmgain.com. W in the chat. I'll post a journal later today in the Discord, brother. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. I'll be live 1:10 PM Eastern time tomorrow. W in the chat. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to finish in prayer, and then we'll be live later today, 1:10 PM Eastern time on YouTube. Chat. We are back. All right, fellas. Let's finish in prayer. Let's do it. Asia tonight, probably. I'll let you guys know. I did just get unbanned on TikTok, so maybe. Let's go. Every single time I got on stream, make sure I drank my black coffee, chat, okay? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another amazing day and opportunity, Lord. Please be with us, protect us, and forgive us for our sins. Glory and praise be to your name, Lord. Please be with everybody on the other side of the world that may be going through some issues with their safety in the war, Lord. Please protect them. Remind them that you are God, you are Lord, and you are protecting them, and everything happens for a reason, Lord. Please be with us, protect us, forgive us for sins, and deliver us from the evil one. Father, glory and praise be to your name. Thank you for another opportunity to live out your word and your will on this earth, and remind us to follow you and stay obedient to you. In Jesus Christ's holy amazing name we pray. Amen. All right, chat. Oh my gosh, DB Trades, I answered you already. Oh wait, that was a repeat. Never mind. Fellas, I will see you guys 1:10 PM Eastern time. God bless. Take care. Be careful with this. Put your stop loss to this high if I were you. Take care. God bless. Third winning day in a row. We'll see you guys for the PM session. Peace.